I spent most of this week tuning weapons, cleaning up a few older systems, and improving the agent workflow around the game. I started by moving the projectile bonus out of the combo system. At first I thought the weapon and combo systems could stay very simple. But as the weapons became more specialized, that started to feel too limited. So I moved that bonus logic closer to the weapon upgrade itself. I also fixed some failing tests. These had been sitting there for a while. The agent was kind of brushing them away as already failing before this session, and I did that too for a bit. But now that I was working on balance, I needed those tests to pass again. While fixing them, I also adjusted some weapon values for balance. I tuned weapon damage values and wrote a test to compare the weapons by estimated DPS. The numbers are not enough to balance the game by themselves because each weapon feels different in the play mode. But it gave me a useful starting point. After that, I tested weapons manually and adjusted them based on the feel. I had also stacked up a lot of notes about my Unity agent workflow, so I reviewed them and updated my Unity skills and hooks. This was mostly workflow cleanup, so future implementation passes should be a little smoother. From there I started working on VFX upgrades. Sword and lightning were first, because those were the weapons I liked the least visually. I found some free assets, added them into the project, and iterated on how they should be used. This part went pretty fast once the direction was clear. I also added an upgraded lightning effect for when the lightning weapon reaches level 10. For the sword, I switched the VFX and tuned it more toward big damage with less area. I wanted it to feel more direct and heavier, instead of just being another wide area weapon. Then I worked on Poison Cloud. Before, it was not really acting like poison in the way I wanted. So I removed initial damage and changed it to damage ticks. Now it works more like a poison effect, which fits the weapon better. To make the status clearer, enemies now get a green tint while they are poisoned. Then I worked on Wrath. I gave it a small knockback so it can act more like a defensive weapon. The first version felt weird because enemies are moved by scripts instead of physics. So I had to tune the knockback math until the push looked more natural. It works better now as a small defensive effect. I also briefly explored what it would take to switch this kind of movement to physics. For this game I do not think it is necessary. Scripted movement is simpler, and it is good enough for this version. Next was the homing missile. I wanted it to target farthest enemy and fire more like an actual missile. At first, it was following almost the same direction as the arrow, which did not look that interesting. After some iteration, I decided to make it fire first, then lock in. Next week, I want to clean up the homing missile VFX, especially those red squares, maybe swap the Nova effect, and start working on unlockables. I am thinking about a simple system where some weapons are locked at the start, then unlock after checkpoints, like killing a certain number of monsters. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.